Community, Mr. Rick here once again. Um, Been a long time. I've been gone for quite a while. Gosh, I did my last recording, and I think it was back in November when I did Johnny Cash, and I decided to take a long break, which I did. Had a lot of things to get done, a lot of things to do, and some personal stuff to take care of. And now I'm back. For those of you that are watching this channel for the first time, this channel is dedicated basically to older records. A lot of early stuff from the pop and country side, but we also do rock and roll here. We also look at some rock, and that's what I wanted to do this recording. I've got some, just a handful of the very first, earliest rock and roll records that I wanted to share with you. I was going through my collection of the 1950s, and I was taking a look at some of the stuff that I've got, and I wanted to share a few of them with you. So we'll go back to the beginning of rock and roll. This is from 1955. Here are the Crew Cuts. This album is called Rock and Roll Bash. It's not in the greatest condition. I picked this up in a used record bin. It's on the Mercury label, and of course it's in monaural since it's before 1958. But they were kind of popular in the rock and roll field, and there's the back of it. Kind of an interesting album. I enjoy listening to the Crew Cuts. They were pretty good little rock and roll group from the very beginning. And we go from 55 to 57. Here's a copy I found from Bill Haley and the Comets. And this is Rockin' the Oldies. And it's Bill doing a whole bunch of, Rock Around the Clock is on here, of course. And we've also got, and I'll Be With You in Apple Blossom Time. He rocks that old standard. And does a few of the old pop tunes that tries to rock the old stuff from the early 20th century. But a fairly good album from Bill. From 1958, this is a reissue of Little Walter. If you're not familiar with My Babe, which came out I think around 1954-55, that was probably his biggest hit, and he was a harmonica player. My Babe was the only one off of here, but I liked My Babe so much I had to get the album, so I went ahead and ordered the Best of Little Walter, and it's the 1958 reissue, and it's a good sound if you like blues and harmonica playing. He died, I understand, got in a fist fight with somebody, and the guy killed him with his fist. I don't know, but from 1958, here are the Diamonds. It says that they are America's famous song stylists, the Diamonds. And you remember them, they had a record out called The Stroll, and also Little Darling was a big hit for them. And they're both of them, and Silhouettes also. And they're all three are on this album, the Diamonds, America's famous song stylists. And this is also on the Mercury Wing label. From Rock and Roller from 1958. One of the famous guitar players in rock and roll was this gentleman. That's Duane Eddy. His twangy guitar and his Rebels, and a good guitar player at that. A lot of people enjoyed his records back in the day. He did a lot of things. Lonesome Road, I Almost Lost My Mind, Rebel Rouser was his big hit in 1958, and that's on this album. I think that's the song that really made him got him going. And it's Duane Eddy and his twanging guitar with the Rebels. There was a gentleman out there, his name was Art Laboe, and he was the first person to put together a group of rock and roll records. You can call them oldies but goodies. He's the one that, from what I understand, he's the one that phrased oldies but goodies. And he put, over the years, from the 50s and the 60s into the 70s, he put together quite a collection of original oldies but goodies on the minor labels. And they sold like hotcakes from what I understand. He did this album's got the Still of the Night by the Five Satins, Earth Angel by the Penguins, Eddie My Love by the Teen Queens, and several of the other hits from the 50s. And the first volume, this is the first volume, and it came out in 1959, I believe. Yeah, 1959. Here are the Fleetwoods. I also have the greatest hits, and I enjoy this album. This is Mr. Blue, which was a big hit for them in 1959. And I think that's the only... No, Come Softly to Me was also a big hit. They were really a mellow kind of group, but had a good sound and good harmony also. That was the Fleetwoods. Mr. Blue, and there's the back of it. And that's from 1959. Whoop, almost dropped that one. And last but not least, from the final year of 1959, here's Elvis Presley. 50,000 fans, or 50 million fans can't be wrong. Haven't heard this album yet. It's famous, of course. Everybody that's an Elvis Presley collector has got this album. But I just acquired it. There's the back of it. It's on the original RCA, but haven't really heard it. You know, it's nothing but a bunch of hits, of course. I got Stone, Big Hunk of Love, Wear My Ring Around Your Neck, A Fool Such As I, and several others. That's from 1959, Elvis Presley. And that's all I've got for this week. I'll have to come up with some more ideas, and we'll be back again with something else. It's good to be back. It's good to see you all, and hope you remember me. And and I'll be back again with another Rich Hugh for Blast from the Past. Until we meet you again, this is Mr. Rick saying that if the good Lord's willing and the creeks don't rise, we'll see you for long.